the Metro has this amazing story, which is I need 5K to pay off bad people, and he's calling up it's an amazing story because he's calling up his 78-year-old campaign manager. His name is Mark Menzies. He's the MP for Flyde. Is it Flyde? Is that how you pronounce it?
I have no idea.
It's up there. It's in the furthest northeast. I've actually been up there. Lovely people. Horrible place. But it's lovely. Have you been there? It's Blackpool.
To Fylde.
To Fylde.
I pronounce it as written,
tell us the story.
The story is he's doing typical Conservative things, which is basically stealing money.
Well, we don't. I mean, that's
allegedly he's been accused of that, and that's the difference. I always say this. That's the difference between Labour and the Conservatives. Is the Conservatives allegedly steal, and the Labour Party waste.
Well, I mean, given the other headlines in the newspapers at the moment, is kind of neck and neck, to be honest. But I mean, this is such a great story. I mean, I say great story.
Oh, it's wonderful. We love it.
It's an old-fashioned political scandal. We don't get political scandals like this anymore. They tend to be around capital gains tax or something boring like that.
It's also so ridiculous, isn't it? His call. He starts off with, and this is to, what was it, a 72-year-old? 78. I was thinking worse.
Manager.
Yeah. I thought it was a 72-year-old. I was like, that's all right. Yeah. But you don't do this for the 78-year-old. Are you on your own? He starts off with a gun. And that's already dodgy, isn't it?
And this was at
why she got to be on her own?
This was at 3:15 in the morning as well.
Yeah.
So, this is after...
She was just glad he didn't ask what she was wearing at that point.
So he's allegedly sort of ended up at a flat with some,
And I've got him with some bad people, is what he says next. But who uses that anyway? This is like a child ringing his school to complain he's sick and pretending to be his mum. There's some really bad people. And he asked for £5,000 to release him from the bad people. And then he calls back...
They claimed that he'd been sick in the flat and it caused £5,000 worth of damage. But, I mean, a flat in the northeast of Scotland, you'd have to knock it down to cause £5,000 worth of damage.
Or was it in London? You should be accurate. I think it was in London. And he probably was with bad people. Supposedly, he had a 19-year-old Brazilian rent boy.
That was a previous scandal.
Was that a previous scandal?
We don't know whether the people were actually with a bad person, which is what it sounds like. Because the following day, he made another call and he needed $35,000. I suppose that's because the first amount had worked.
And this was, the accusation is that this was coming from campaign funds that were then, not replaced.
It's totally seedy and,
And also his campaign manager, who he phoned at 3:15 in the morning, had to cash in her ISA to get the money to... I mean, I don't know why I'm laughing, but...
Well, that just shows he was probably a great MP because he had the love of his own staff.
Yeah.
I can't get money out of
a true leader.
It's old-fashioned, though. The wording of it is like a really bad chain letter.
Yeah. So
the kind that you should recognise by now, but always works on older people who are trusting and nice.
Would you cash in an ISA and give me $5,000 if I phoned you at 3:15 in the morning?
Do you want to know something?
If your answer is yes,
I hate to tell you, I might, because I actually love you, not like that other guy. But the point is, here's the thing, I don't know what he did wrong except spend campaign funds.
Yeah, well, I mean, political campaigning, there are always very stringent rules around that. And, as we've seen with other stories in the newspapers, if you take money that's campaign funds and you spend it, then there are all kinds of tax issues, as well as the fact that you're misappropriating.
Oh, plus the fact he's lying to someone and claiming he's being blackmailed and then he might be killed by the bad people.
Yeah, I mean, surely you can bend the rules a bit if you're being held hostage.
Yeah.
But then again...
If he is.
Or if he was, but, maybe you should phone the police.
We don't know what happened for sure, but he's lying.
Why didn't this 78-year-old campaign manager, why didn't she say, I can't do it, and go to the police?
Why didn't she go around there and kick the door in? That's what I want to know. Anyway,